We want to introduce you now to an extraordinary brother and sister who took a desperate measure to save their lives from obesity. When Cyrus and Sheila Tarani decided to have weight loss surgery, they found no insurance company would pay for it, but they were not going to let anyone stop them from reclaiming their lives. For Cyrus and Sheila Tarani, a brother and sister from Los Angeles, weight has been a lifelong enemy. At age 11, Sheila was already starting to have problems and was an experienced dieter. Her parents sent her to undergo electric shock therapy to curb her love of sweets. Later, Cyrus followed suit. The married father of 6 grew so large he could barely squeeze into his car.
It's not that I feel responsible for his weight, because that's something that I've done this to myself, and he's made choices and he's done that to himself. But I feel like I kind of set the tone.
By 2004, not yet 40, Cyrus and Sheila weighed in at nearly 600 pounds apiece. The siblings were so heavy, doctors put them in a whole new weight category, super duper obese.
A cardiologist who I didn't even know walked in the room and picked my chart up and started reading it and put it down, and he said, "I give you about 5 or 10 years, if that. So you need to do something."
With their weight severely straining their internal organs, gastric bypass surgery was too dangerous. They had one hope: lap band surgery, a new procedure in which a synthetic ring is attached to the top of the stomach, reducing the size of the opening from a silver dollar to a dime. But because Cyrus and Sheila were so heavy, Cyrus's insurance company deemed the procedure too risky.
Crazy to think that somebody can weigh too much for weight loss surgery. I never heard of that.
To get the money to pay for the surgery, Cyrus and Sheila decided to refinance the home they had grown up in. If there were costly medical complications, they stood to lose everything.
I had to risk, and I have risked my childhood home. That's the only means that I had to accomplish this task.
Today, 7 months after receiving lap bands, Cyrus and Sheila say the risk has paid off. Cyrus has lost 150 pounds and Sheila 118.
Increased at least 100% of what I could do before. The fact that I'm not squeezing behind the steering wheel, the fact that I can just stand up out of bed.
I still have a long way to go, but it's a good start.
Cyrus and Sheila, always close, say today they're closer than ever, that in the process of losing, they have managed to gain something in return. We'd like to thank Olympia Medical Center in Los Angeles for their help with that story. Now, Cyrus and Sheila Tarani join us bright and early in Los Angeles. It's good to see you both. And Cyrus and Sheila, this is really a story about family. I love that picture toward the end when you guys were younger and the way you are together. And you decided, Cyrus, that you needed to do this together to get results?
Correct. It was definitely a journey that I think it's better that the both of us did it together for support.
For support. And Sheila, I know you've had a little bit of a tougher time since the surgery. Yeah. I gather you're the emotional one of the two.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, we're brother and sister, and I don't know if it's because we're male-female, but we're having a very different journey. I'm more emotional, and I think I have more emotional issues when it comes to eating, and I'll be crying and asking Cy, "Why aren't you crying?" And he's like, "Well, why are you crying?" So it's very different, but it's so good to have, his support, and we're very blessed in having the support of our family and friends who love us unconditionally and support us. So
definitely.
So how have you been able to stay upbeat and to help Sheila, who struggled a little more emotionally at this point? How have you been able to help her and yourself?
Well, I think it's not really just me supporting her. I think my children also helped me in supporting her too, because bottom line, we both had a goal to reach whatever pace she's going to be at, whatever pace I'm going to be at. Either way, I'm not going to use me as an example for her, because we're apples and oranges right now when it comes to weight loss. But all I could do is just support her, and bottom line, we're going through the same thing together.
And what are your goals? What are your goals, each of you?
You know, I don't have a particular, like, maybe number or, like, you know, weight that I want to be right now.
Okay.
We still have a long way to go, and I just want to be healthy and productive and happy and, you know, live my life with my family and my friends and
not hear the lecture anymore of you're not going to be around when they graduate high school.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. The kids, just being around for the kids.
Okay, Cy
that's
and Sheila.
that's a big plus.
Thank you. We're going to keep up with you guys and see how your journey is. Thank you very much.